Well, I just want to tell you, a lot of people are ignoring these channel locks. I got some new ones. I have some older, rusty ones that have been around for about, I don't know, 40, 50 years or so. And I even put some pipes on them before. Which, this pipe, I deliberately smashed it with my S-Wing baby sledgehammer to make it a little more oblong so it fits around the handle. I've used this on the vice grips too. It'll fit on the vice grips. It should fit on the vice grips. It does fit on here, just barely. But a lot of people grab the vice grips when you got a bolt that's rounded off, and there are times these are better to use because these will lock. It's like if you're joining two pieces of steel, you're going to weld something up. Yeah, that's the deal. But if you're going to loosen a bolt, this is definitely the thing to use. And the problem is, maybe some people are using them the wrong way. The way you want to push them is you want to push on this handle. You can see like this curved head. Over here it's actually going to this handle, but you see this curved head? That's the side you want the force going on. And it'll just grab tighter and tighter. It's no matter how tight you put these things on. I mean, I clamped them on with both hands as tight as I possibly could. And a lot of times that will get off a bolt that's stripped or something, or the head's rounded off of the bolt. But sometimes it's not enough to do it. These will still slip. These, the more you press, the tighter they get. And these have been around before these. The channel locks have been around before the vice grips. A lot of people seem to ignore them though. I don't know why, but these are my new ones. I got some old ones that are pretty, well, they still work, but they're 50 years old at least. At least. So, just let me give you a quick demonstration on the direction to use. Anyway, I'm just going to give a quick demonstration. This is my tire changer, but it's a good example of a pipe. So, these are the larger channel locks, and it's good to have a few different sizes because you can't always get them in the right place. Even though this large channel, you can't get them in tight areas all the time. Even though these large channel locks will open up really large and they'll go really small, sometimes you just physically can't get them in a tight area. But this is the direction you want to go. Just like that. I know this is loose, but it's not showing you. I wish when I did, like my El Camino, for instance, I know I think it's a 9/16 bolt for the oil change is rounded out. And I used to put the vice grips on it. Well, it was sitting there a while. I couldn't get it off with the vice grips, so I just grabbed these and it came right off. It's an example, but there's a lot of examples. A lot of times I do grab the vice grips first for bolts. A lot of times I do, but if they don't work, I grab these. And these always work. As long as you can get them in there. As long as you can get them in there. That's why you want a few different sizes too. Actually, the older ones I only got two sizes. I don't have one this small. I got one like this, and I got one like that. I don't have one like this. That's the one problem sometimes you might have. You can't actually get it in an area, and you don't have room to get in there because these are not just pliers. These damn things will. So it's like this. Okay, this is the direction you go, like that. Just like that. That's the direction. The more force you use on this, the tighter they grip. These, when you clamp them down, that's how tight they're going to grip. No matter how, you just can't get them tight enough sometimes. That's just how they are. So a lot of times I'll have, and that's with the old channel locks. You can see I haven't broken these in yet with the pipe. You know, I got the old channel lock. I still got them in my other toolbox. But you see this pipe. This is actually, I hammered it so it could fit wrenches on there and stuff. It's like the vice grips, also the channel locks. So if you're coming around like this, you got these way in here like that. If you're putting that pipe on those channel locks and you're turning it this way, that's if that don't get it off, well, it's going to break the bolt one or the other. And actually, if you got a bolt that's freaking that damn stuck, you should be applying heat. And actually, if I was unloosing it, it would be going this way. This way, you know, to loosen. Vice grips are good for if you want to attach a couple pieces of steel, if you're welding, things like that. And so, for instance, if you have some vice grips like this, now this is something the ChannelLocks can't do. You can clamp it down, and these are good for. I used to have a pile of these. Got a couple of them left, or a few of them left. Say you wanted to clamp this down like this. Put a clamp on there. And say I needed to weld a bead right across here. Well, that's perfect. That's where you got a clamp and you can walk away from it. It's just like putting a C-clamp on something. That's your advantage. But as far as loosening bolts and tightening pipes, you know, tight pipes, you got to be careful though. You don't want to break them and things. But or tightening bolts, even if you had to tighten up a bolt, or if you had some kind of knurled knob that you needed to tighten up, you might want to use something like this, where you know, if you can't, finger tight isn't strong enough, something like this might work very well too. Like I did that on the carrying handle on the AR-15. Just showed on a video a little while ago. You know, I just tightened up that knurled knob a little bit with this. So, but these are vastly superior for loosening bolts up. As long as you can get in that area, then the vice grips. Just make sure you're going the right direction. If you're going to loosen these bolts up, you see this curved head over here? That's the side of the handle that you're pushing on. Just like that. So maybe if you're pulling on the handle, you know, here's the bolt, say, you're going to be pulling it that way. That's exactly how you do it. And the more strength you put on it, the better. And if you're going to put some kind of pipe on here, make sure the pipe goes the entire length of the channel locks, like that. Don't put them on the very end. Make sure it's down like that, because then it's really pressing right here on the very edge, and it's tightening this all up. I got off some really freaking tough bolts with this thing, but I just want to also say in this video, if you got a really tough bolt, make sure you get out your propane, heat it up, and you know, that a lot of times bust off the rust. But there's cases where you can have a starter bolt bolted into a cast iron block, and it's not a matter of rust. It's just a matter of it's in there damn tight and things rounded out. And sometimes vice grips just won't do it. These will always work.